Hey everyone out in YouTube land, this is Third World Garage. We're coming to you with another IKEA product review. This is the Askholmen Planter. So our first step, we're going to go through the full assembly of this unit and then look at its pluses and minuses and some ways to maybe make it a little better and to make the assembly a little easier. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut all our tape using a rusty razor blade. And then open it from the bottom. Throw that over there on top of the neighbor's cat fur, and we're going to lay out our pieces carefully so we don't scratch anything. This is the bottom. There. This. Put it over here, and then we've got our two side pieces. We have the instructions too, but I don't really need them because I've just done one for practice, and we're going to do this one for real. Okay, so let's get this out here. And throw that over there. We have our hardware kit there. And for tools today, well, I'm not using the included tools. We're adding some Titebond glue, and we're using an impact driver with a 5/32 hex bit. Now what that is in metric, I don't really know, but I imagine it would be right around 5 millimeters or 4 millimeters. But let's get started. First, we're going to open our hardware kit, dump that out for our thing. We can see we have a combination of screws, a crappy Allen wrench, which we'll just put that behind us, and some wooden dowels. Now, the wooden dowels, they're probably fine for what they're used for without doing anything, but what we're going to do instead is we're going to take some Titebond 2. This is a partially water resistant glue. Titebond 3 would be optimal, but you run what you brung sometimes. And what I had sitting in the garage was Titebond 2. So we're going to fill our holes with a little bit of glue, and that's going to secure our dowel pins. And they should just pop in. Now, you don't really have to wipe up the excess if you don't want to, but I feel like being neat, so I'm going to waste a whole paper towel on the excess. And we're going to put this one aside for a moment. Rinse and repeat on the other side. I am being kind of careful doing this because this table is painted aluminum. It's not really that high end, but I got it cheap on Craigslist. And it does have a cool little fire feature on it. It's great if you're Beavis and Butthead. And for those of you who are millennials who don't understand what that is, just look it up. Clearly, I'm not a millennial. Okay, that's good enough. Stuff dries pretty clear. So our next step is we're going to put the sides together. What we're going to do for that, I'll show you a little trick here. Make sure I'm getting it in frame. I'm going to start our screws. The reason we're using an impact driver, and I do use hearing protection with this, is that this kind of gets loud. But what we're going to do, if you can see the bottom here, we're going to run our screws in until they're just slightly proud of the face of our piece of wood. Okay, we're going to do that for all the pieces. And I'll show you why we do that in a minute. It makes assembly much, much easier. Almost. And one more side. Hoping I'm getting this in frame. Trying to do this next to me. I don't feel like using the headgear. It's a little cumbersome, and this is very hot time of year. It's 92 degrees out right now. with about 90% humidity. Once again, one more. Okay, now that we have all of those done, how we're going to do this is this. See those pins, and then there's these holes. Now we can just line up the pins to the holes, feel our way around till we get it in place. And I'll try to make sure it's in shot. Then all we do is run it in with our impact driver. Now you can use a power drill, or if you really hate yourself, you can also use the Allen key. If you don't have the power drill, I just personally prefer to use it. One moment. Forgot one thing. Remember I talked about hearing protection? These. That thing is loud. Now you want to make sure you don't drive this in too far. Just below the surface, right about where the counter bore is. And that will make it nice and tight. Then we're going to repeat the process for the other side. You can see we can just feel our way, get assembled real quick. And we'll go ahead and stand it on end. And raise the tripod so you can see what I'm doing. I never said I was a professional YouTuber. If they move the camera up a little bit, you see a little bit of my nasty pool that a lot of work. And then we're going to be able to just put these in their respective holes, and the screws will hold them like pegs until we get it tightened. Now, if you're looking to buy an impact driver or a drill, I don't really suggest the stuff you get at IKEA. It is not of particularly good quality. So, what we're going to do next is those dowel pins hold our base in. And I'll go ahead and put that in. Stretch it over. And now move the camera here and you can see where they are. Here's one pin, the other pin. And you can see it just kind of fits loosely. Those dowels will probably stay where they're at normally, but with heat and moisture, it's going to probably push them out. So using the Tight Bond glue just makes for a little bit better product. Now you're going to probably put plants on it, and so it'll stay pretty much where it is, but you know, that's the way it is. But anyway, there is our finished planter, and it's ready to put some plants in it. Now, if you do like this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'll have some more IKEA content coming. There is actually more in Askholmen that I'm going to be working on, as I have an older set of the older bistro set of theirs that I'm going to be using as a demonstration of how to refinish it using the actual stain that IKEA recommends, which is their, I believe it's their Varta stain in the dark brown, kind of like a walnut color, and that's what's going to be done to that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.